Gavin Newsom signed a law that decriminalizes loitering with the intent to engage in prostitution. Now, why would you want more prostitution in your state, which is degrading for everybody? It's human trafficking, actually. Why would they do that? Well, that bill was written by a state senator in California called Scott Wiener. He's also the one who decriminalized the intentional spreading of HIV in California. And as a result of laws that Wiener has sponsored, California has become a hub for human trafficking. Not overstating. Abigail Schreier's just written a report on this for City Journal. She's the author of Irreversible Damage, The Transgender Craze Seducing Our Daughters, and a very brave person. She joins us tonight. Abigail, thanks so much for coming on. So I thought everyone was against human trafficking, but no?
The stated intent of these laws, and I was able to talk to Senator Scott Wiener and ask him about it. He always says that the purpose is to advance the rights of LGBTQ, but the major beneficiary of these laws is not to advance the rights of LGBTQ. The major beneficiary are sex predators, once again.
Right.
And I mean, this is true also of his law to make it so that it's no longer automatic that a person will end up on the sex offender registry. A 24-year-old can have anal or oral sex with a 14-year-old and avoid the sex offender registry now in California. That's another one of his laws.
I don't know how that empowers anybody. And the second, that's child molestation, okay? But the first seems to help pimps. Like, why would you want that?
Well, honestly, it's a mystery. I would encourage people to look past speculating over motives and simply look at the objective consequences of these laws.
Good point.
And the objective consequence is that it's been an incredible boon to sex traffickers. I was able to interview vice cops, and they told me the same, that the only people who benefit from these laws are human traffickers.
And I think and I appreciate your saying that, because you don't know someone's motive. You can only measure the effects. And you think, just to restate, in this specific case, this specific law is a boon to sex traffickers?
Absolutely. Police officers and women at 3 different anti-human trafficking organizations from across the street all told me they have seen numbers rise very sharply in prostitutes on the street. And they've told me it's because police officers can no longer stop young girls and say, hey, what are you doing here? Do you need help? These women are controlled by their pimps. They're controlled by violence. They're controlled by drug addiction. And many of them are young girls.
And I would think even in California in 2023, most people would be against this. But by dressing it up as liberation, I assume everyone's afraid to say anything about it?
That's what I was told again and again. I interviewed, Republican former Senator Melissa Melendez. She told me the same, that every time she attempted to oppose one of his bills, she was accused of being a transphobe or a homophobe. But the truth is, the beneficiary of these laws is not LGBTQ people. It's bad people. It's sex offenders.
Exactly. So nicely put and bravely put. Abigail Schreier, thank you for coming on.